in hopes that we wouldn't say it first, but truth must be told.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. How haze is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown letter.
Young TV.
Hit that.
Hey, y'all. Bright and early, top of the morning, we don't like to say morning, right? Because morning is the thing you do at funerals. But top of the hour, top of the day, early birds get the worm. We here to drop it on you and crack heads and twist caps bright and early. Now, the word has been going around that there's no such thing as the fifth dimension. And if they can, if it is, somebody explain it. So we put that tape out yesterday. Like I said, we already had put out the nine. We broke all the 9 dimensions down already, and then we broke. It's really 9 planes, 9 realities. But it's all based on 3. So I'm gonna get down to why people are saying that, oh, it's nothing outside of 3. Yeah, it's nothing outside of 3. But what about inside of 3? Because you got to go within, or you'll learn, or you'll go without. So now what we're gonna do is, because people say, "You don't just be talking this and that." So we brought receipts. We brought receipts, man. So people will leave us alone after this. So they'll leave us alone. Stop messing with us. Now, what people are trying to get over to you when they say, oh, it's nothing outside of the 3 dimensions or this and that, right? What they really mean is there's nothing outside of solid, liquid, gas. Somebody dropped something outside of solid, liquid, gas. And if you say plasma is a combination of gas and liquid. If you say jello is a combination of solid and liquid, because what people are missing is the in-between. The combinations. We're about to get into this. Hey, we about to crack. Hey, man, get your hard hat on. This is right here is USDA approved. Oh, get your OSHA approved hard hat, man. We're about to get ready to crack heads to its cap. So think of something outside of solid, liquid, and gas. That's what people are really trying to say. Right? Now there's 9 states of existence, but they exist based on these three gases. If you say spirit is the gas. Right? So we can get into that. But solid, liquid, gas is your basic states of existence. Now let's look at this. Hold on. Man, we finna crack your head. This is how we do it. Yog TV. The universe is based on 3. This is what they really trying to tell you. But there's more traveling color. Yellow, which is the mid, right? And then you have blue, which is the fastest traveling color. So these are the basic 3 colors. Now, for somebody to go and say, oh, yeah, there's no colors outside of these colors. They're right. They're right in a way. But what if you begin to mix these colors? When you mix yellow and red, you get orange. That creates the 4th color or another color. When you start mixing these colors together, you come out with other colors, which give you the other numbers. So instead of going outside, there's nothing outside of it. But what about inside of the 3? What about inside of the 3 dimensions? Because you must learn to go within, or you will go without, right? So once you begin to combine these colors, and then you get all the other colors, then if you mix all those colors, you come out with black. Let's talk about the Holy Trinity, which they took and turned into the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, right? They turned Osiris into a Holy Ghost because he was took out by his evil brother, Satuk. The son, and they took Isis out of it and then replaced her with the son, with the father. And then the son will be Haru. Right? They made and keep in mind, like I said, they made Osiris the Holy Ghost. Right? The Holy Trinity. Which they got it from, and turned it into the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. So the principle of 3 is found throughout the cultures. The principle of 3. All alchemy is based on 3. Mercury, salt, sulfur. Hold on. Because I'm getting to here. I want to get to this right here and show you this. Because this is gonna be a good class. Let's go back up here. Now, what I want to show you. Oh yeah, let's get more in on that 3 thing, and then we'll go into the next part of this. Now, if you study we'll start with the atom first. Blow it up. All right. This is an atom. And pretty much most of all the universe is based on the atom. And the atom has 3 parts: protons, electrons, and neutrons, which will be the neutral. Now let's go a little bit more into this. Little bit more into this. Now, if you want to talk about angelical beings, as so far as the cherubims who guard the throne, right? You're talking about electrons, the negative, the disagreeables, the malevolence, right? That's another term for the malevolence, cherubims, right? When you get into angelical beings, because electrons are angelical beings. Protons, neutrons are angelical beings. So when you get into electrons, and keep in mind, this is still based on the principle of 3, right? And then we can go in, then once you begin to go inside of the atom, you begin to get into the other components, the other parts, the 4th, 5th, and the other parts like the quart, the biap, and the zilla. And then keep in mind, bi means 2. Okay? Now, you got the protons, right, which would be the positive, which would be synonymous with the seraphims, right, the good angels, the agreeables, the benevolents, right? And then you got the neutral zords, which would be like the angel Michael, right? And the angel Michael was who had two natures. He had the electron and the proton nature, which would give him the disagreeable nature and the agreeable nature, the cherubim and the seraphim nature. But it still goes back to there's three different types of natures in the galaxy, as far as the spirit go. Now, let's get into this. Hold on, what else I want to show you? And all cells is based on three. Right? 3 parts based on 3. But you must learn to go within, or you will go without. Okay, because once you go within the cell, you can break it down into more parts. If you're a plumber and you know about plumbing, there are 3 types of parts in plumbing. You have a female parts, you have male parts. This would be the female part, the one that you can insert. This would be the male part, right? And then you got what you call like elbows and other kind of, you got other components, but another part is like a neutral part. This would be really like a neutral part because it got a male component and a female component, right? So you got the ones with female and male components. You got just male components, and then you got female components. So that's 3. That's the concept of 3 in plumbing, right? The concept of 3. Now, in wiring, anybody familiar with electricity? Hey, shout out Elder Kiru, because Elder Kiru is electricity. Shout out Elder. I ain't heard from Elder Kiru. I hope Elder Kiru still doing good, man. We hadn't heard from Elder Kiru in a while, right? But if you're an electrician and you know about electrics, you got to have 3 wires, basic wires. The black wire would be your ground wire, right? Then you would have a blue wire. Sometimes it'd be different colors, but the black usually is the ground. And this right here wire, the green wire, will probably be the remote wire. And then the white wire will be the hot wire. And sometimes the white wire usually be red. And then this right here wire be green, blue. So it'd be red, blue, and black. Black would represent your ground. Green would represent your remote wire to activate the switch. And then white would be the power source. And you see that right here when you're hooking up a amplifier in your car. For anybody know about hooking up sound systems, you need the ground wire, the remote wire, and then the power wire. And this right here would be like a switch, the on and off switch to cut off the remote wire. Right? And here's the 3 components. Here's the 3 components. Everything is based on 3. Now, you might say there's nothing outside of 3, but what about inside of 3? Because people are missing this part. Here's the Father. They took it and made it they took the Holy Father, Son, and Holy Ghost and made it into the Trinity, right? The 3. Here you go, right here, right? This is how they do. We're gonna get into all that, the Book of Life, all that. All that's gonna tie in together. Hold on. Okay, go back. All right, so you see female pipe. Male pipes, and then you got female pipe. So keep that in mind. But it's also a neutral. All right, this right here gives you an example when I'm talking about the hot wire, right? The hot side on your battery will be the positive side. The negative side would be the ground, right? The black side. And then you would have a remote wire to cut this speaker on and off, right? So there's 3 components. In alchemy, right? You end up with 3 components, right? We'll get to that in a minute, though. Okay, yeah, so Here you go right here. Here's the prime. You got the three primary colors. Then they create secondary colors. And then so when you look at it, when you're dealing with three goes into 9. Three goes into 9. When you're dealing with the sequence, 3 goes into 9. But you see that once you go within the 3, you begin to create more numbers. A lot of this right here just it ain't heavy information no more. It should have been already understood already. But people's intentions block their intellect. People's intentions block their intellect. All right. Now the part that you missing, and why you're having a hard time trying, like I said, you can't go outside of the 3, the solid, liquid, gas, but you can go within the 3. You must learn to go within, or you will go without. You hear me? So if you study music, in music, they have what they call the rest. You have 1 rest, 2 rest, 1, 2, 3, 4. But in between that 1, 2, 3, 4, there's what you call a rest, and there's different notes of rest in music. You have a whole note, half note, quarter note, etc. 8th note, right, in music. So the people are forgetting to add the rest. They talk about the tick and the top, but they don't talk about what's in between the tick and the top. And they don't count what's in between the tick and the top. They don't count the rest, which is the rest of it. They don't count the rest of it. Right? Here's more examples of a rest, which is in between the sound. Which, if you didn't have a rest in music, music wouldn't have the patterns in rhythm. Rest create the rhythm. Rest create the timing effect. Keep that in mind. The rest is the third part. Okay, we're gonna get into all of that. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. All this is in the Ascension manual, by the way. We're gonna get into that because people say, oh yeah, the lights. They talk about the light, right? We're gonna get into the lights and why I said light starts. I didn't say light. They misunderstood what I said when I was talking about light. I said light starts in the 6th dimension and it filters down all through all the dimensions. And it's dealing around terahertz. We're gonna get into that in just a minute. And once you pass 880 terahertz, you start to go past light, because violet is on 789 terahertz, while red is a lower terahertz. Right? Okay. Let's go back. Now, this is what we want to get into right here. Now, if you want to get more in depth on this, you can go to the Ascension manual and watch the Big Bang tape. You can watch you can watch the Big Bang tape, the tachyon energy tapes that we put out, and that breaks all this down. Now, let me explain to you the dimensions. Now, they got 10 on here, but it really 10 is not really a number. It's a combination of 1 and 0. 9 is the highest number. There's no number higher than 9. Once you go back to come from 9, you loop back to 0. And if you take 1 and 0 and add it together, put it together, you get 10. So there's only 9. Now, this is what you call a linear graph. And a lot of people should have learned this in school. And some of the people that's saying what they saying, they went to like esteemed schools and they know all this information. But I think intellect blocks. Not intellect. I think that intentions block intellect. That's what I think. Right? But here you go right here. And we're going to get into we're still dealing with the principle of 3. Right? The y-axis, the x-axis, and the z-axis. Now, look at here. In the middle of this graph, you have the 0 point. The 0 point is where the tachyon energy is emulating. Right? they call it 0 point energy, and it's an unlimited amount of energy emanating from this point, which is free energy, and the government know about it. And they got us still trying to pay them for some electricity when we can have total free electricity on the planet. Who are these people? Who are these people, right? That got this technology and they want us to still be paying and be enslaved, doing modern day slavery to try to pay a bill every month when they got free 0 point energy. And we got tapes. We already got tapes on the 0 point energy, but we're gonna do a whole a bunch of more tapes breaking it down on how to use it. Right? We got them coming out next month. Well, it will be this month really, because it's already going into next month. But all right, so this is what happens. Okay, now listen up. This is what happens when the Big Bang. From the Big Bang, they only giving you one side of the mirror. It's two sides to the mirror. You got the negative side and you got the positive side, the right side, right? Now you are on this side. Let me show you a picture, giving you an example of that. Let's see if we got it. So there's two U's. That's why they came out with the letter W. You have the letter W, right? Because there's two U's. There's a higher U and a lower U. The lower U exists in this dimension and that dimension at the same time. But the higher U exists in that dimension and in this dimension too. But you're connected by the 0 point reference. Both entities are connected by the 0 point reference. So your higher U is on this side, the positive side of the mirror. And we're gonna go back to that graph. I just got AI to generate this so you can get an idea of what I'm trying to say. This is the lower U on the negative side, and this is the higher U on the positive side. Now let's go back to that graph. So now you can see, right? You can see what we're looking at right here, right? The higher U's on this positive side, the lower U's on this negative side. Now, when you go to sleep, the higher you volunteer to come to this side, but the higher you at night, if you are clear mind and clear spirit, goes back to this side every night. And it's unlimited possibilities on this side of the mirror. But let's get into it. I mean, on this side of the mirror, the positive side, where the higher you is, because they got the it's the left side, right side. The right side positive, left side negative, right? Now, if you go over one space, up one space, this creates a dimension or a reality. Each space creates a reality in a different perspective or point of view. Each square creates a different reality. So if I go over one, that'll be positive one, and if I go up one, so that'll be positive one. But if I go down one, that'll be negative one, positive one. So you see, you understand linear graphs, right? And each of these squares create a dimension or a reality. Now, that takes us back to a scene in the movie, right? Let me show you this so you can get a better idea of where we're going. We're going to go back to that. Let's see if they put it in here. They might then save it in here. It's a scene. It's a what's all right though. What we could do is we can show it to you online. All right, so it wouldn't let me save it, but I don't know if y'all can see these TV screens right here in the matrix. right? All these TV screens was different realities of Neo's life, right? That he was showing them in the it's different scenes in his life, right? That this represents that the squares on this behind him represents the squares on that graph I just showed you. And from the center point, the 0 time reference, it creates different all your different realities from your different time references is being recorded in all those different squares in different realities. And we're gonna get into parallel realities, which is the mirror world, all that. But just keep in mind all of these screens in the background when you're thinking about this graph right here, right? That we just showed you the linear graph. Okay, what's this? Oh, this ain't even, that's why. This ain't the right thing on folder. That's why. This right here folder. Okay, yeah, so it is in here. That's what it is. Yeah, so this right here represents those different of Neo's life. And this is the same with you. If you look at the body, let me show you. Because I got to get that picture too, because I forgot to put that picture in there. And I'm going to show you that we are, and it's still based on 3, right? Now keep in at the human body. Your 0 point is in the middle. You have a positive side and a negative side. Now let me show you. Hold on. Let's go right here. All right, let's save this picture. I want to show you this because this all ties in, man. And the heart is the center point. Is he going to let me save it? All right, let me blow it up for you. This is very important that we got a tape called Foods That Lower Your Electromagnetic Force Field in the Help Food playlist. We just showed you, right? And this would be the center point. Right? Start going to the negative side, and then the positive side would be to this side. So that graph also represents you, your body, or your electromagnetic force field. And this electromagnetic force field is recording. Keep in mind, they used to record music on cassette tapes using magnets. They used to record music, and I think they use lasers now to record it on the disc. They got the chips now, right? The digital chips now, but they used to use magnets to record music on the tape cassette players and the 8-track joints, right? Back in the day, the analog joints, right? So keep in mind, magnets are recorders. Magnet is used for recording, and that's what we get into the book. This is what we get into the Book of Life, which is based on the 3. The Book of Life is based on 3 situations, right? And it's based on a government called the Trilateral Constitution. It's based on a thing called a Trilateral Constitution. Hey, shout out Mark Brady, because part of this is mid-formation, which is the school of mid-formation, which Mark Brady taught us. A lot of y'all missed that school. That's why y'all saying what you're saying. A lot of people missed that school, right? Shout out Mark Brady though, because they underestimate Mark Brady, and they underestimate Mark Brady. He was a key pivot point in us getting to where we was. Now let's get into this. Hey Zeke, how long we got? How long we been on, Zeke? let's get into this now, because people said that, oh yeah, Young said light in the third dimension, this and that. So let's get into that. What we said is light starts in the sixth dimension. It forms in the sixth dimension and begins to frequency itself down and slow itself. When it slows down in vibration, it comes down through the different, it bleeds down. That's what we said, right? But it's dealing with the terahertz, right? So as you begin, the highest we could go is 789 terahertz. But there's higher frequencies than this. But the highest we get, because you got like certain animals who can see higher than this, like bees. Bees can see past this frequency, right? And if you're dealing with the sound too, dogs can hear other frequencies that exist, right? And we got to get people's definition of what physical is, because some people might have a different definition of physical. That could be another whole nother class of what physical and non-physical is, right? But the different and keep in mind about these colors, because it's gonna come. This will often come back up as I go through this rest of this information. And keep in mind about these frequencies. Red being the slowest traveling color, 400. Orange, yellow, and these. Keep in mind, these are the phases of the sun. When the sun is born, it's blue, right? Because you got Orion and the Pleiades, the 7 daughters of Pleiades. They're blue stars. Well, but as they get older and begin to cool off, like Betelgeuse is a red star getting ready to burn out. Your star is an orange star getting ready to turn red, or it's coming out of the phase of yellow going into orange, then it goes into the red phase. So if you look up red stars and blue stars and different colored stars, those are the different phases of the sun, and we represent that. We represented that in ancient Kemet with the 3 basic colors, red, blue, and yellow. So all that's gonna tie in together. Now, if you know anything about music, on the musical scale, and keep in mind this is color correlated with the chakras, right? The chakra chart, and it's color correlated with the alkaline chart, and we're gonna show you all that in this tape. And all this ties in to 3, right? Because all of these colors and all of these sounds are generated from 3 basic sounds. Now, in music, you have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. The do, this right here, do don't supposed to be there, right? Now, keep in mind the T's are the oldest, or actually, it's a race older than the T's, but the T's is like Tahu T, Mother Nin T, right? The T's are one of the oldest rays. You got the La, Soul, which represents the heart chakra. Phi, Me, the people like me too, right? And then you got the rays. Some of y'all are the rays. We are the rays of the sun, right? And then you got the Does, Jane Doe, John Doe, those who nobody seem to know, right? The black hand, white glove, who hide and puppet use they pale face guys for puppet guys, right? So keep in mind this do, re, mi, fa, because we're gonna get into that when we go into the chakra chart. All right, here's another color code for it right here. Now keep in mind these color codes tie into the piano, to who he created the piano, right? And he tuned middle C to 500 hertz, and they turned it down to 440. The Germans. We're going to get into that, right? But keep in mind the piano and the color code and the chakras and the alkaline chart all tied together. Sound, all that. The food you eat, all the food you eat has a sound. When you go outside and cut the grass, the smell that you smell coming from the grass is really them screaming from you cutting them. If you really can hear what the grass is saying when you cutting it, you wouldn't even cut it no more. I'm telling you, it'll drive you crazy. You have to put on headphones to cut the grass because you will hear the grass screaming. That's the smell that you smelling. We'll get to it later. All right, so the same thing right here. And don't forget about the rest in between these, the rest of it. Because they are forgetting about the rest of it. The do, rest, re, rest, mi, rest. It's a rest in between all of this in order to separate the different sounds. Now, here we go. Here's the chakra chart. And keep in mind that do, re, mi thing we just dropped on you goes right along with this. You can start at the bottom. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. It's really so right here. Fa, ti, do. But this right here, it represents T. It really goes to 9 because it's a black chakra and then a white chakra. Shout out phase 1 because phase 1 broke that down for me a while back. I heard Doc say it, but phase 1 really broke it down for me. Right? Here you go right here. Here you go right here, man. Right here again. Keep in mind, there's a sign, a hand sign that goes with each chakra. That's a hand sign that goes with each chakra. There's a hand sign that goes with each of these sounds. Okay, keep that in mind. You see the hand signs right there. You go look all this up. We gotta go pretty fast. How long we got, Zeke? Zeke said we got about 40. We got about 25 minutes. We're gonna get you lined out. All right, so now here's the alkaline chart. You can see the same color codes, right? Do, which will be in the acidics. Re, mi, fa, sol. The green light, the neutral zone, the straight and narrow. And this is why Doc was promoting the green light. Doc was way ahead of the game with the green light, the neutral zone. Keep in mind, the 3 components would be the 3, the 7, and then the 10, which would be high alkaline. And even the colors of your foods, like the blackberries and the blueberries, they are vibrating on a high level of alkaline. Your green vegetables are the neutral zones, right? And you want to, if you will never get sick if you stay right here above. Sometimes you can get a little something right here, but if you stay right here and above, you usually good on not being sick. People get sick because they go down here. And you can go down here too because things like limes, lemons, and things which are acidic can turn into alkaline once the certain if certain chemicals in the body is right, it converts certain acidic foods to alkaline in the body. And then also certain it can be vice versa. Certain alkaline foods could be turned acidic in the body if the body chemistry is off. But that color code with the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, the color code with the chakras and the alkaline chart all run hand in hand, right? As you can see. And you want to maintain the green light, the neutral zone, the straight and narrow, the chi, the G, the chi. Because the heart chakra is what we weigh. If you go study the ancient Egyptian teachings, we weighed the heart. We didn't weigh the butt crack. We didn't weigh the eyeballs. We didn't weigh the arm or leg. We didn't weigh the lungs. We didn't weigh the liver. We weighed the heart chakra, and we weighed the heart, and it's symbolic of weighing the heart chakra, right? Because out of your heart, that's where the truth is. Your own heart know the truth about you. Your own heart will bear witness against you if you try to lie. You can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to your heart. You hear what I'm saying? Okay, here we go. Middle A. They moved middle A to A was, like I say, it wasn't middle C. A was 500 hertz. And they tuned it back to 440 because they was trying to throw our brain frequencies out. Doc, talk about this in a tape. Wait, what's the name of that tape? It's called a Rainbow Project. All right, here we go right here. So here the alkaline chart. You already, like I said, study that. Okay. What else we want to get into? All this is based on 3. Also, you need to go watch a tape that I put out called The Hologramic Reality. Go look up a thing called the Photon Belt. Hold on, let me find a better picture of it. All right, this is the Photon Belt right here. Now, keep in mind about a roll of film. In the old movie theaters where they roll the film, right? This right here is a film, a 26,000-year movie that we are in right now. And our solar system is being projected from the Pleiades star system. We already put this out a while back. People might think we're crazy. Your solar system is being projected off of this movie right here, this band. You're in a hologramic movie. Here you go, right here. This is the one right here. All right. All right, so this photon belt is like a movie film that we set up, and it goes 2,000 years, right? 2,600 years. This cycle right here on the big cycle. But so this band, this belt is like a movie film, and this light, right, is shining. Like, know how in an old movie projector they have a light bulb shining the light through the film to project the movie onto the screen, right? So this light, this star in the procon is reflecting the light through this film, which is projecting our solar system here. Your solar system is our solar system, right, is a projection from a whole other galaxy. A lot of this stuff might sound crazy, man. But like I said, if you want to get more information on it, go watch a tape that I put out in the Ascension manual class called The Hologramic Reality. It's got Tupac on the cover, right? And it breaks this down way in more detail, right? Because we gotta move along. Now, if you go back to that linear graph that I showed you and start with the 0 point, this is the what they call the Big Bang, right? Now, this will be the 0 point right here from where the bang started. But they only giving you one side of the mirror because you still got 4 more sides. You still got this down, up, and to the left, right? Well, this right, they really showing you to the left right here, but you still got to the right. They only showing us this side because this is the side that we are on physically, right? While your higher side is on the other side. The split happened when the bang happened. That's when the separation happened, where it created a W. And that's why they created the letter called W, right? Yeah, so here's another example. So they only giving us one side of the mirror. There's 2 sides to the mirror. A reverse world, or what they call it. Okay. This is an example of 2 Earths, the Earth that's on both sides. All right, this is more examples of just the 2 parallel worlds, right, that exist. You got parallel worlds and you got reverse worlds. We got multi-universes. Man, I'm telling you, look, when you pass from this realm to the next, man, like I done probably maybe died like 5 times and been brought back. But one of the times I remember that when I died, I felt like I was small. I was like an ant. It's like my size became like the size of an ant. When I went to when I went into this other place, it's like I was small like an ant. And that's how big this next realm, the next realm it's like you an ant compared to when you go into this next realm or how big it is. Like you think you big on Earth, and looking at an ant looking at you might think you a god, right? But then when you go to this next realm, you feel like, man, you feel small. You feel like, man, it feels the next realm is way bigger. It's way more room in that realm, right? The book of life, like I told you, the book of life is a living book. It's alive. It's breathing. Earth is alive. Trees are alive and breathing. They actually did an experiment on a tree where they hooked up a EKG system to the tree and saw the tree had a pulse. The tree had a pulse. Trees are living because if they aren't living, how can they die? Because they say that, oh, this tree died or he did. But if you notice something, when the tree died, sometimes you can bring it back to life. You can bring a tree back to life. So that ought to tell you something. If a tree can come back to life, you can come back to life because you are the same as trees. I remember a scripture in the Bible where Jesus healed a man, Yahshua healed a man, and when the man was blind, and when he healed the man got his sight back, but before his sight came all the way back, he said, "Can you see?" He said, "Yeah, I can see." But everybody looked like trees. Everybody looked like trees. That's what he said, right? Everybody looked like trees. Okay. We already went over all this. Hey, Zeke, how long we got, man? Zeke said we got 14 minutes. Let's see. Hey, okay, all right. Another thing I want to cover before we as you begin, we on this side of the mirror, right? So if you look at the element chart, right? The element chart is the elements on this side of the mirror. Because really hydrogen one really starts -1. Because as you begin to go on this side, you begin to get heavier in elements. The atomic numbers get higher and they get heavier. So the negative side is the heavy side. This is why when they take a picture of you, right, and they want to make multiple copies of it, they keep the negative frame. They keep the negative frame. Why? Because what you're made of is on the negative side of the mirror. Right? At the Alchemist way, Tahuti, you know this right here is Tahuti's worn and all that. They use this for medicine. We got another class coming out on that. All right, this is the XYZ. You already know about that. This linear graph, like I said, these create the different realities. Right? There are realities that you can't see with the naked eye. Now, when people, you got what you call astral projection, disembodied souls, all this different types of stuff that's happening that people can't explain. But if there's no dimension outside of 3, what about inside of 3? What about the dimensions inside of 3? Because you must learn to go within, or you find the other dimensions inside of the 3. Right? It's because once you take 1, 2, and 3 and add them together, which they say is height, width, and length. If you look, anybody that knows in mathematicals or scientific data, that once you add height, width, and length, you get the volume. Volume is what they're calling space and time, right? But there's no such thing as space because space is always filled, right? With tachyon energy, the 0 point. The 0 point is based on the individual and a 0 point time reference. What else we want to tell you? All alchemy, all anything is based on 3. Hot, warm, cold, right? Solid, liquid, gas, like we said. And I think what the little bro phase is trying to say that there's nothing outside of solid, liquid, and gas, instead of saying, And we don't got to go outside of it. Like I said, we can go inside. You know what I'm saying? We must go within. We must learn to go within, or we'll go without. But there's a known fact that the universe is based on 3. Right? But like I say, 1, 2, and 3 gives you 4. Then the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 being the highest number. Because 9 times 1 is what? 9. 9 times 2 is what? 18. 1 and 8 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 2 and 7 is 9. 9 times 3? Well, 9 times 4 is what? 9 times 4 is 30. Hold on, man, my brain's going crazy. 9 times 4. 35. No, 36. 36. 36. 9 times 5, 45. And if you keep on going, right? 44 and 5 is 9, right? 9 times 6, 9 times 7, and you keep on going, 63, right? And if you keep on adding it up, the last 9 times 9 is 81, and then 81 is 9. So 9 is the highest number. There's only 9 dimensions. There ain't no 11th dimension. They could be 11th dimension, but that dimension only is within the 9, because all they're doing is taking 1 and 1 and put it together to make a combination number. So it's all based on 3. The universe is based on 3, man. So, hey, we'll take some questions, man. We'll get up out of here. You're on TV, man. Hold on. Yeah, somebody was asking about the Akashic records. What dimension is the Akashic records in? If there's only 3 dimensions, what dimension is the Akashic records in? And how do you access them? You can't go outside to access them. To access the Akashic records, you must go within. And people be wondering, how is Young Elder getting putting this stuff together? Because we can access the Akashic records. Now you can come on and say, all right, if you can access the Akashic records, let me see you do this. Then you'll be just like Satan when he tempted Yahshua in Matthew chapter 4, verse 4, to do what he to access the Akashic records. It don't work like that. You can't just. It's hard to explain. But the thing is when you it depends on your intentions whether you gain access or not. And so our intentions is being to just put out the truth. And so we get a lot of access to those records. What's the question you got, Brother James? But like I say, think of something outside of solid, liquid, and gas. And that's what they used to teach us, the young disciples. And I think that's where phase 1 is really saying, and it's really nothing outside of it. And then once we figured out we couldn't go outside of it, solid, liquid, and gas, I said, let's go within. Mark Brady said it first. Mark Brady said, well, we can't go outside, let's go in. You know what I'm saying? And then when we went in, see, what y'all don't know is, what a lot of people don't know is before the Young Elder came out, we had a 5-year think tank where all the elders said and debated every day for almost 5 years straight on the information, all the information that I done put out. It was already thought, argued, and disputed. Like every angle you can try to dispute it, it was already done by the other elders. And so once we came out with the final results, this is the information that I'm putting out. So you can come any angle you want to try to dispute this information, but you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose because we already then looked at every angle it can be disputed. The 23 elders. We had a think tank already. And shout out my elders. Shout out the fourth elder, Brother Love. Shout out the fifth elder, right? Shout out Raguel, the 12th elder, right? Shout out the first elder, Dre. Shout out Shu, the second elder. Shout out the 21st elder, Brother Maurice. Shout out 13th elder, Mark Brady. Shout out Bodie, the third elder, right? So we already had this think tank already to come out with this information. And the 23rd, the strongest of them, is the one that they picked to present it because I was the most simplest for everybody to get it. But you don't got to listen to us. We don't give a damn. You just get left behind. A lot of people, if you listen to people that haven't been with us, they left behind. They still talking some religion and they still talking that. And we ain't here ego tripping. And we don't want you to follow us. I don't need no followers. Hey, take what we got and run with it. Go be your own God. We don't want to be your gods. Be your own God. You a grown man. You a grown woman. Go out and do your own thing. Learn from your mistakes. Make corrections. And keep in mind at all times, this is a fight. A fight for righteous name's sake. It's been a fight. Go read the Injil, Revelation chapter 12, verse 7. Michael and his angels fought with the dragon and his angels. But there was another group that stood in between. You know, those who claim to know the most, right? They don't tell you about the other group who said we don't want to be with y'all other. We're gonna stand in the middle. And they call themselves the Galactic Federation of Light. And keep in mind, light only makes up 1% of the universe. Right? It says if see, that's what happened in the beginning. See, the all is. You can't add nothing to the all, because where would you get it? You can't take nothing from the all, because where would you put it? Right? And the master teacher already put that to us a long time ago. And so Mark Brady came and told us about mid-formation, where he said, well, after the all found out it couldn't go outside of itself, it decided to turn within. And then that's when we came out with the formula, you must learn to go within, or you will go without. So in order to find the other dimensions, you must go within the 3. And you will find the 9. Go inside the 3 and you'll find the 9. Get behind the 9 ball. You must get behind the 9 ball. See, a lot of this stuff Doc already taught, but the way he teach in sequence, and he spaced stuff out because he don't want you to just read it and then go try to regurgitate it. He wants you to learn it on your own. He wants you to study. That's why he always say, don't believe me. Don't believe nothing I say. Go check it out. And so we went and checked it out. People are mad because we put out the Anunnaki stuff. Because we did, and they mad. They said, well, just because Doc said they were real, don't mean you got to believe it. No, we don't got to believe it. We went checked it out, and we found out they were real too. The Anunnakis are real people. They take a dump. They breathe. They eat. They drink beer, etc. They just like you, just way more advanced and been living a long time, and pretty much they are our ancestors. We've been around a long time. I remember when the last meeting before we decided to come down here. And I think we're doing a good job because we listen to everybody. And as we begin to listen, we see a lot of people talking on another levels, and the questions that they're asking, the questions are a little bit more where we need to be headed. The questions that they asking the different brothers that's a part of the New Buwapian community and the Sabian community. Yeah, so a lot of y'all are Anunnakis. A lot of y'all are different extraterrestrials from different galaxies who came here as light, as gas particles, light particles, and then came into an avatar to attend this school of the birds, the school of the birds. This is the school of the birds. And what is the school of the birds? The Ascension school. This is Ascension school. The school that you came to right here is Ascension school. You came here to learn how to manually ascend. That's why you had to learn all of these emotions. You had to learn, you had to be trapped or pretty much come down into this three-dimensional principles, which is, and actually is all the dimensions exist right here. It's just that we gotta, our brain just gotta be tuned back to how it originally was. Our brain has been tuned down not to perceive the other perspectives. So we think there's only three because, but if you go within the three, you'll find the 9. Yeah, karma is law, but it can be reversed. Karma can be reversed. Because if you do something bad, you can do something good to offset it. But it's also based on intentions as well. Say there's a lot of people that did a lot of wrong when they was at a certain point, and then they changed their life and did a lot of good, and so they balanced it out. It's about balance. It's about flying your plane on the straight and narrow, the 7, the green light. You may have to lean to the right? You may have to lean to the left. But it's good to fly your plane on the 0 point in the center. You might have to make a turnaround. You might have to make a U-turn on this ride called life, right? But the main focus is if you do something like that and you don't clean it up, it can come back to you. That's what karma really is. But you can alter that karma. You can offset that karma by going to gain. There's several ways you can offset it. One way you can offset it is to go to the person you done wrong or whatever you did wrong and try to fix it by saying you sorry and really being sincere about it. And the person really don't have to accept your apology or your acceptance. All you have to do is, all it had to be is your intentions. If your intentions are good and in seeking forgiveness for whatever you've done wrong, then the universe will honor it. And so karma can be altered offset by good deeds. So if you got a lot of bad karma, do good deeds. Start doing good deeds every day to offset those bad karmas, and you offset it. It's about balance. Because we're dealing with scales. We're dealing with your heart being weighed on the scale. That's dealing with balance. We're dealing with balance here. It's a balance. And you got the left side, the right side, then you got the neutral point, which is balancing both sides. Still based on 3. Even that scale is based on 3. So like I said, if you done somebody wrong, seek forgiveness from that being. Even if that being don't forgive you, if you're sincere, that karma debt is cleared. If you did some stuff that already happened, you can't go fix it. Go do something good. Give, help. Help somebody, like do something good. Now, if you're a being like me and you want to build up all of your good, build up your good stuff, you do so much good. If you do one bad, you did so much good already. That one bad ain't gonna really come back but it depends on the intentions, right? It's all based on intentions, right? Yeah, it's about balance. The Libra system. So a lot of you listening right now, most of y'all are star seeds, and a lot of y'all are already ready. A lot of y'all are ready to get out of here. Just got a few more things to clean up, and then you'll be able to get out of here. Right? We leave here every night. It's just that we forced to come back. We forced to have to download into our hey, listen up now, child. Lose the tool, use the tool, or lose the tool. Use the tool or lose the tool. There you go. You can lose the tool if you don't use the tool. Practice make perfect. Oh, yeah, I got you, Islam, Lenny. I got you. Shout out that boy Lenny, man, for the super chat. Yeah, I like these morning classes because my brain be moving. When I wake up, my brain be working. When I'm doing them while I'm halfway asleep, be talking out the side of my neck half the time. Doing while I'm halfway asleep. I'm telling you. 9, 10 o'clock at night, man. I'm old, man. I like to sleep, go to sleep early, wake up at 5:30 with the crows, man. I wake up with the cock-a-doodle-doo, with the cock-a-doodle-doo, right? They got a couple chickens over across the yard. They be cock-a-doodle-doo early up in the morning, like 6 o'clock, as soon as the sun come up. Yeah, so I'll be up with them. But we about to get up out of here, man. We'll be back. You know? We love you all, man. Okay. I don't know what's going on there. Hey, y'all. Okay. There we go, right there. Peace and love, man. Y'all on TV, man. You know how we do it. Free Malachi Z. York, y'all. Never have it been made so clear.